Okay, if this message finds you, what the universe needs you to know right now is what you have been trying to bring into your life is definitely like a yes, and you're getting a huge, like, it's time to go. So you've probably either been working on an idea and or have an idea. So the way that this is happening is, or what they're kind of like bringing you a nudge towards is, do not get caught up in perfection. Don't try to make it perfect, okay? So what that when you get caught in something and you're just finessing it, like, oh, when I do this, then it'll be ready. When it's like this, then it'll be that. You're caught in a mind loop, like you're in an egoic pattern, and man, can that blow up like any kind of alignment that you had. Like it'll bring in sabotage and all kinds of other stuff. Because usually when you're kind of in a delay, you then have distractions. So like you're going on social media, all of a sudden you see somebody's post, it could have triggered you and or inspired you, but then all of a sudden something that you were doing, you're like pivoting off course, and not because it's an aligned choice, it's a diversion that really is attached to procrastination. So this is where you're having to become hyper vigilant of the mind, because it will totally start to bring in the sabotaging perfectionism things. So this gets caught up like in life of kind of being really super nitpicky. And some people will say like, oh, I'm just, I have standards. Well, sometimes that is actually incredibly true. And those standards can go into something that's really beautiful called boundaries. But you also have to watch yourself to make sure, like, is that really what's going on? Or is that what you're just telling yourself? Because, well, I mean, it makes it a whole lot easier. So what we have is, you probably have a habit of, when you try to go bring something into form, meaning you have creating something new and or maybe have been developing into like a new version of yourself, might have some hesitation with that, right? Because why? Like all of a sudden, again, we're going to call this the ego card for this read. All of a sudden, you got some of the like, hello there, coming in, like whispering in your ear, like, hey, here's this, you suck. Of course, nobody's going to want your stuff. Like, because you suck. Nobody's going to love you. You've never been loved before. Everybody you've ever loved before was a piece of shit. So of course you're going to have that again, even though you're like, high vibe, oh my God, calling in my person, calling in my clients. And then, here it comes, hello darkness, my old friend. So where you're developing discipline is let's call this the nitpickiness, okay? Like insanely crossing T's, dotting I's, finding something wrong with every single thing, or all of a sudden there's another thing wrong, another delay, etc. Like you want to become disciplined with the fact that your mind, because you are a spiritual being having a human experience, the mind is going to try to bamboozle you from time to time, because your mind is like, oh shit, like you're doing these new things. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Like, this is really super uncomfortable. Okay. So like parts of yourself, even if you feel like you're ready to change, it doesn't mean that all parts of yourself is. So where and how are you going to become? Because I feel like some of you are like, how do I become? Oh, 2 metamorphosis cards, not one, 2 metamorphosis cards from 2 different decks, if you don't tell me that that's not what you're going through. So that's exactly it. You are changing, which is why you're getting a major yes, like green light, go. Bring in the airplane. It's time. So where's the hesitation? That's what they really are wanting you to answer for yourself. Where is the hesitation? They're saying share your voice, okay? Do something different to shift your vibration. So if you have hesitancy, if you are part of a community, ask for help. Just share the fact of like, hey, I've been processing this one thing. Like I've been working through this thing. Maybe you've even told this group of people or a friend or whoever it is multiple times. And you're like, I don't want to be a burden to them. I don't want to sound like a broken record to them. Who cares? Okay. Those that matter care. Okay. They care about you. And if you ever need a community, come into the collective. Okay. We even have a free sector in it if you're not ready for membership or to be a part of any of the programs. Like we have a free sector. But it is about doing something different. Like definitely start expand. Like it is such a time for you to like really get out there. So apply to the next job. Like say you've been working a 9 to 5, like in office, and you're like, oh, I just don't know. Like there's something in me that wants something different. Like I had a recently on a call with somebody, like years ago when we were working together, like one of the goals they had was to get this like promotion at the job. Well, they have that now and they've been working in that position now. And then that person's like, this is all that I know now. I've even getting further certifications in it. Wanted a house, has the house now, like owning their own house. And it's like, this wasn't what I thought it was going to feel like when I have it, because that's when we think that when I get this thing, when I have this thing, then I feel full. We have to feel full even when none of that shit is around. Like, for example, my husband and my family and I moved to Puerto Rico last May. So about a little over a year ago from Louisiana, spent my entire life there. So we were coming here because one, my husband's a crypto investor, but secondly, I eventually got on board because I felt like I had a reason to come here, like a calling to come here. And so I did. We had the fallacy in our mind that we come here and then like we're going to be able to buy a house within 6 months, yada, yada, yada. None of that happened. So then in my husband's world, yeah, he got so attached to the external that like, oh, you know, nothing's changed. Everything's horrible. And I'm over here. I'm like blossoming and I'm growing. I've had more metamorphosis than I can count since I've been here. On the external, like, it's been kind of probably minor, but on the internal, I'm like a whole freaking new person. Like, I mean, seriously, I kind of polished a lot of things without trying to perfect it. So naturally, without trying, the T's have been being crossed and the I's have been being dotted. That's what they're trying to say is like, you don't ever have to try to put things in a line by being in it, by expanding yourself with it, by allowing yourself to, again, sense what's happening, have the discipline, meaning hyper awareness. You might have to train yourself to that, you have to train yourself to get to the point. That's the only reason that I'm able to do it. You can too. This has been years and years in the making. I was a very non-disciplined person. I also, many moons ago, made an excuse for every freaking part of my behavior. Okay, like anything. If I could label it to something, I did it. This is where the discipline comes in. The discipline of self-accountability to realize when the things creep in, it's up to you to change that. So going back to the person that wants to change things and what I was saying about doing something new and allowing yourself to expand forward. There they are. Expand forward is... One, it doesn't mean this is not just for people that is like creating businesses or something. So going back to working the 9 to 5 at a desk in an office, the seed was just simply planted. Doesn't mean that's what the person should be doing. It's the seed was planted of like, hey, while you're at this job, now that you have this specific skill set and even some certifications behind it, why not start applying to like some remote jobs? And she's not in the state. So it's like, over there, in the UK, there's a whole bunch of areas that, are included. Why don't you just try some things out? Like, grow outside your comfort zone, okay? Like, envision the thing that you possibly could think of. I'm not saying to attach to it. I'm not saying to envision $11 billion and all this stuff right now and then attach to that. Like, that is the thing that happens tomorrow. So when you create really expansive visions, please do. Like, they're wonderful. But we have to have like a little path to get there. Like I use house building often because it's like such a fantastic analogy to the human experience. So there was the vision a couple years ago when my husband and I built a custom home. It didn't come, there wasn't plans for it. Like we had to envision it. So the end result, like the vision was there, but guess what? There was all these pieces to put it together. There were all these moments, sometimes of delay, these moments of deciding, redeciding, okay? Realizing, sometimes with the delays, there's some things that come up like, oh, are you about to like shortchange yourself with your dream? Or are you overextending yourself with your dream? Same thing. You sit there and you have to make decisions. But if you do this for yourself, okay, if you're watching this, you have free will. Which means that you have the choice to choose at the end of this road what you're going to decide. Okay? And at the end of it literally is, again, both decks is pulling metamorphosis. Okay? You are destined to have a change in your life. You also have to realize if you've been building a house, that can take like 6 to 9 months, depending on the size. If you're in Puerto Rico, 3 years. Okay? Like, understand that you have been on this thing, but did something stop you? Did nature just pause? Hypothetically, maybe realistically. It doesn't mean it was saying no. you are still getting a full-fledged green light yes. So this answers that yes. Should I keep doing this? Am I in the right thing? Let me pull from one more deck in case we have one more message that comes on through. Is there anything else that you need to hear coming into life, bringing it to form? This says spirit of place. Let's actually see what that says in the deck, because sometimes they have really good messages. That one came out first. Okay, it says when the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. Again, that is that perfectionism. No, 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 no. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than longing for it. Again, being so obsessive about it, controlling, nitpicking. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question, then name it. You'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. Okay, so basically I was just confirming the read for you of you are the decider of your life. This is your journey of your experience of this freaking dream. It can either be a fucking nightmare because that's what you make it be, or it can turn into something magical. And again, how I like to talk about life when people's like, oh, but there's this and this. Look, I don't want to watch a freaking movie that like has absolutely nothing happening in it because it's so boring. So like, I like a little bit of, call it suspense, or a little bit of like, oh no, like grandma died. And like, what do they do with that? You know, how do they process through it? Do they bring themselves down from it? Or do they kind of find neutrality through it? Do they find like inspiration from it? This is your choice to do this thing. The metamorphosis is where you've been, I'm not going to use the word dilly-dallying, like you've intentionally been sitting around. You had some life. You had some life a few years ago. It did. You had some probably movement, really good things. Maybe in that process, you got the new job during that time period. All these years you've been in it. You got the relationship and all these years you've been in it. Had a baby or something. Okay. Like all these things. Maybe you had some goals come into fruition, and then life became mundane, and then maybe even lost some meaning. So this is a time of life coming back, literally coming back to you. So it's not always about like the the title, or the amount. Sometimes this whole thing could literally be about just you coming back and like feeling like yourself again. But the thing is it's going to be a completely new version of yourself. Toothpaste doesn't go back in the tube. It already came out. You're going to be flying. You're going to be soaring. Like you're so fucking unbound right now, like, and free to experience, to where again, the contrast of life is not something that's happening to you anymore. You're like, all right, like, let's experience this. This is not me. None of it is me. I'm just experiencing, I'm watching this movie. The soul is experiencing life through this meat suit. I'm just experiencing it. Wow. So cool. Wow. Well, don't want to do that again. Okay. Like you have that choice, but nothing's attached to you. Okay. So you got this, you got this, you got this. Center yourself. Close your eyes. Close your eyes for a second. Do the heart, belly. Talk about it all the time. Take a deep breath in. Close your eyes if you can. I am safe. I am worthy. I am love. And in. I am safe. I am worthy. I am love. I am safe. I trust myself. I love myself. I trust myself. I've learned a lot. You've learned a lot. You've done a lot of different things. Here's my go-to thing. Again, it is a freaking magnet. Unwavering faith and trust. You have it in yourself and you have it in the universe. Let yourself be free. Let this come into form, okay? Like, this is very expansive. I mean, literally, just, you have like stuff just flying. Like, it's time to grow and expand yourself and trust yourself that it's okay. Like, it really is okay. The ducks don't need to be in a row. And if they are meant to be in a row, guess what? The universe is going to slowly organize them without you being like, oh my God, I lost a duck. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. If the duck is meant to be in the line, it will be in the line. Okay. I promise. And I'm not a promiser. It will all organize itself and orchestrate itself the best way possible just for you.